Hello and welcome to the podcast. Today, we're diving deep into the Paleolithic era to challenge some old stereotypes about one of our closest ancient relatives, the Neanderthals. Forget the image of brutish cave dwellers. Recent discoveries are revealing a sophisticated group with complex skills and behaviors. Let's explore the evidence. Traditionally, Neanderthals are linked to the Mousterian tool industry, known for clever stoneworking techniques like Levallois flaking. But new findings show they were even more technologically advanced than we thought. One incredible discovery comes from sites like Le Moustier in France, dating back tens of thousands of years. Neanderthals were creating complex, multi-component adhesives. They mixed ochre, that's an earth pigment, with bitumen, a component of asphalt, to make glues. What for? Likely to attach stone tools to handles, creating better grips. This wasn't a one-off. Evidence for making birch bark tar, another complex glue needing controlled fire, has been found from the Dutch North Sea to Gibraltar. Making these glues required planning, sourcing materials, sometimes from far away, and understanding complex processes. It shows cognitive skills comparable to early modern humans in Africa. We knew about their Mousterian tools, but their stone toolkit seems broader. In Shukba Cave in the Levant, researchers found a Neanderthal child's tooth alongside tools made with the Nubian Levallois technique, a method previously thought exclusive to asterisk Homo sapiens. This blurs the lines we used to draw between groups based solely on tool types and hints at possible technological sharing. Also, specific scraper tools called quina tools, mostly known from European Neanderthals, turned up in China dating to 55,000 years ago. This raises big questions about Neanderthal range, movement, or maybe even invention by other groups like the Denisovans. For a long time, sophisticated bone tools were seen as a Tom's Homo sapiens invention. Not anymore. Sites in Siberia and France have yielded hundreds of Neanderthal bone tools, things like retouchers to sharpen stone tools, smoothers for working hides, and beveled tools. They weren't just eating animals. They were using their bones as raw materials for a diverse toolkit, showing complex butchering and hide preparation skills. Neanderthal culture wasn't just about survival tools. There are signs of symbolic thought and complex social behavior. We have widespread evidence they used natural pigments like red ochre and black manganese oxides, found at over 70 sites. These might have been for body paint, decorating objects, or even in those adhesives we talked about. They also collected and modified things like feathers, especially dark ones, claws, and shells, possibly wearing them as ornaments. Some sites even have collections of unusual fossils or crystals. There is compelling evidence Neanderthals intentionally buried their dead. This marks a huge cognitive leap, suggesting symbolic thought around death. Some burials, like those in Tinchimut Cave, might even include grave goods like flowers or ochre, pointing towards social bonds and ritual. While not as abundant as later human art, there are hints of Neanderthal artistic expression. Simple designs scratched onto bones or stones, and maybe even cave markings, like a famous hashtag-like engraving in Gibraltar, suggest a capacity for symbolic representation. Research paints a picture of highly adaptable and behaviorally complex people. They were far from simple scavengers. Neanderthals were skilled hunters, likely apex predators, taking down large game like deer, bison, and horses, possibly using ambush tactics with spears. But they were flexible. They also ate smaller animals, birds, seafood in coastal areas, and plenty of plants. Micro-wear on teeth confirms plant processing. Their varied diet shows adaptability and planning. Neanderthals controlled fire, used hearths, and maintained campsites. The complexity we see in their toolmaking, glue production, hunting strategies, and symbolic behaviors like burials all point to significant cognitive abilities, planning, problem-solving, and likely complex communication. Evidence of healed severe injuries also suggests they cared for the sick and injured within their groups. Shared tool technologies found in areas occupied by different hominin groups even suggest possible cultural exchange. So the Neanderthal story is getting richer and more complex. Contemporary research shows they were technologically skilled, adaptable, and behaviorally sophisticated. They mastered materials, innovated tools, used adhesives, buried their dead, and possibly created art. They were far more like us than the old stereotypes allowed, giving us a fascinating window into human evolution. That's all for today. Thanks for listening.